Hey, what's up, peeps? It's the J-Man here, ready for another edition of the J-Man Show. This time you actually get to see me. I look really tanned. I don't know why. Probably because I'm wearing a white shirt. And I also got a white jersey behind me. This episode's going to be relatively short. This video's going to be relatively short. I'm quite tired. I am quite hungry. I'm quite frustrated as well. And I apologize to my family because I think I came home not in the greatest mood. Because this past weekend our internet was doing some funky dunky stuff, stuff at work, just working long and hard as you probably can't tell, and yeah, just really tired than that. And just like the Snickers commercial says, you're not you when you're hungry. I'm not me when I'm tired, hungry, or probably every day I'm probably not me. But whatever. This video is going to, like I said, we're going to be relatively short because it's going to be about the Toronto Maple Leafs playoff exit, which was also pretty short. But don't worry, I'm not going to be making those kind of dumb jokes like that because, again, as I explained on the Ball Dime podcast, I've been there with my team. So, and also all my teams are absolute trash, so that's fun too. But we'll get into the Leafs in just a little bit. But before I do that, I want to talk about something that is pretty cool and pretty amazing in the Windsor, Essex area, and that's Miracle 27. Now you might be thinking, what the hell is Miracle 27? Well, last year in June, it was around June 27th, a miracle happened where, with the help of 10,000 volunteers in our local area, over 2 million pounds of non-perishable food items were donated and distributed to those in need, those that are fighting hunger battles here in the Windsor, Essex area. And they're doing it again this year, and they've titled it June 27 Miracle. You can log on to their website, june27miracle.ca, to find out more information. But yeah, it's pretty cool. They're looking for help. They are looking for help in the local area with donations. They're asking each resident in the Windsor, Essex area, whether you live in the city or the county, to put at least one non-perishable food item out on your porch before noon on June 27th. That'll be collected by a volunteer within your local area, and that'll be then transported to a sorting station, which then will be sorted, and then that'll be distributed to the organizations that will feed the hungry in our local area. Like I said, they're also looking for a bunch of help. They're looking for volunteers. Last year they had over 10,000 volunteers, so they're definitely looking for volunteers, whether it be at the sorting stations, whether it be pickup, whether it be drop-off, or whether it even be just on social media. They're looking for people to help. And find out more information, as I mentioned before, about Miracle 27. Log on to their website, miracle27.ca, or check out their Facebook page, June 27 Miracle. And I actually screwed up the website. It's actually june27miracle.ca. So log on to june27miracle.ca for more information on how you can get involved in what was truly a miraculous event last year. All right. I want to talk a little bit about the Maple Leafs because it was embarrassing. I'm just going to say it. It was quite embarrassing. To watch them go up 3-1, to watch them outscore Montreal, 13-3 in like the first 4 games, for then Montreal to come back, win, take the next 3 from the Leafs, and then go on and sweep the Jets, and they're now playing in the, I guess, semifinals for the Stanley Cup playoffs. And look, I mean, I think the frustrating part for Leaf fans has to be with the players. I mean, look, Kyle Dubas does deserve a little bit of blame, obviously. I don't think he has yet fixed the one key issue that has hampered the Leafs for many years, and that's their blue line. I thought some of the acquisitions that were made during the season, getting some more depth with their forwards, I thought they needed it. But like I said, I thought that for years, I think that they've needed help on the blue line, and they just have not really addressed that need. So I think some of the blame does go on Kyle Dubas, but I think a lot of the frustration, a lot of the blame, look, it's got to go squarely on Marner and Matthews. You can't really blame Tavares. Again, he was out in Game 1. But like William Nylander, who fans complained about because he held out. He got $6 million annually. People thought that was way too expensive for him. He was arguably your best offensive player this postseason. I mean, Marner and Matthews combined for 1 goal in this series. Marner hasn't scored a goal in 18 straight playoff games. That's just ridiculous. And he's getting paid $10+ million a season. Matthews scores 1 goal in this series, and he's getting paid $10+ million a season. Along with the fact that their performance in the playoff hasn't changed, their answers to their disappointing losses haven't changed. Pierre LeBrun, former TSN hockey analyst, he brought this up, that if you go back and listen to what they said last year, at their disappointing playoff exit, basically the same thing as they said this year. And so they haven't matured, it seems like, and it's frustrating because you can only be an up-and-coming team for so long before you finally actually have to put it together. And look, I mean, analysts, hockey people have said it all this year. Yes, the Leafs are great in the regular season, but let's see what they do in the playoffs. The playoffs has really never been about having the most talent, especially when it comes to your forwards. It's mainly about having the most talent on your blue line, but it's mainly being a team that's going to outwork the other team. A team's going to out-hustle the other team. And unfortunately, the Leafs aren't built that way. Unfortunately, they got a lot of, I hate to say this, but they do have a lot of divas. They have a lot of offensive-type players that only want to do offensive things. When their offense isn't clicking, they kind of seem to go away. And it's the same thing in Edmonton with Connor McDavid. I love Connor McDavid. But it's the same thing. I mean, at some point in time, your best players have to play defense. They have to play with heart. They have to play with hustle. That's how you win the Stanley Cup. That's why the NHL playoffs is way better than the NBA playoffs, because the NBA is all about talent. We all know the Brooklyn Nets are most likely 99.9% chance that they are going to win the NBA Finals. But in the NHL playoffs, not all the time does the most talented team win, a.k.a. how many times did or I should say case in point, how many times have the Red Wings won the President's Trophy and not won the Stanley Cup? Several times. They've actually won the President's Trophy and got knocked out in the first round. So it's frustrating, and I understand Leaf fans' frustration. And look, you got to center it right at the players. At the end of the day, like I said, Kyle Dubas does deserve some blame, 100%. But blame's got to be thrown right back at the players, and they have to step up. They have to change their game. You just have to. You can't play the same way you play in the regular season. You just can't. Because guess what? When you're going up against teams like Detroit, a bunch of times, or if you're going up against teams like Ottawa a bunch of times, like this, like what the Leafs did this year with the whole NHL divisions, yeah, you know what? Matthews, Marner, you're going to have great nights. You're going to look great. Because that team doesn't have very much talent. But when you get in the playoffs, you're facing any opponent in the playoffs. They can beat you at any point in time, because guess what? If they outwork you, if they take you into the corners, if they just outwork you on both ends of the ice, guess what? They're going to beat you. And that's exactly what the Montreal Canadiens did to the Leafs, exactly what they did to the Jets. And if you are a Canadian hockey fan, you hope they do that to the Golden Knights as well. I want to thank you for listening, thank you for supporting the podcast, and don't worry, you definitely will be hearing from the tanned one soon. Thanks.